back to my NHL '08 Dynasty Mode with the Carolina Hurricanes. Definitely coming off a successful season, having gone to the Eastern Conference Finals. But, it's a little disappointing having won the President's Trophy to then lose in the Eastern Conference Finals. But yeah, like I said, definitely a successful season. Just a little disappointing that we couldn't get past the Ottawa Senators, because if we could have had a really good chance in the Stanley Cup. I'm not sure how much we're gonna get out of the draft. I'm just drafting guys with high league interest. I haven't really had any success with the draft in this game. Alright, so we took our players with the draft. Like I said, I'm not sure that we're going to get a whole lot out of that. Let's see who we have to sign. He's an 89! Wow, he jumped up a ton. He was an 84 in the playoffs when he broke his leg. He broke his leg and it put some magic into him. I don't even know what happened. Holy crap. Eric Cole also needs to be signed, but he's 31 years old. Dustin Penner wants to be signed. Our whole defensive core here wants to be signed. Gleason jumped up to an 81. Smead jumped up to an 82. Grabeshkov hasn't really grown that much. He might be looking like trade bait. Cam Ward needs to be signed as well. I think we need to sign Cam Ward first. Right now. We have 26 million basically to get this done. This is the first offer, and this would be a really team-friendly contract if Cam Ward signed this deal. An 89 overall goalie at 26 years old. This would be extremely team-friendly. My first round of offers to all these guys are all going to be the 6-year deals, and whoever declines these contracts because they didn't want 6 years, I'm just going to have to adjust their years based on what they want and just, adjust the money accordingly as well. So these were two of our draft pieces right here. Tuukka Marjamaki, 18-year-old defenseman with 75 potential, 63 overall. He could be a good 7th defenseman for us in the future. We also drafted Brad Manlow. He's 20 years old, but his potential's 81. Maybe he can get a jump and he might play. Who knows? 6'6", a sniper. Brad Manlow. Grabeshkov is getting an offer under $1 million, so if he accepts that, then fine. I've decided to reject a contract renewal from Cam Ward. You've not offered me the money. Okay, so he still might be down for the years, but he needs a little bit more money. I did take a lot of money off. Tim Gleason rejected because he did not want 6 years. Grabeshkov rejected because he wasn't content with his minutes. Well, I'm sorry, big guy, but everyone else is getting better, and you are not. All right, Cam, 6 years at $7.1 million. Let's go 7. Let's go 7. We still have a couple days in the negotiating window. 6 years at $7 million for Cam Ward. And we're going to do the same offer for Andre Mazzaros. 6 years at $7 million. So right now, I don't know exactly what my salary cap is going to look like after signing Cam Ward and Andre Mazzaros, because those are my top priorities. If I'm going to have to choose between Eric Cole and Dustin Penner, it's going to have to be Dustin Penner. He's many years younger. They're the same overall, same potential. Well, I mean, with the age, the potential's looking a little bit worse for Eric Cole. Cam Ward's still rejecting because of the money. Mazzaros doesn't want the 6 years. Neither does Dustin Penner. Tim Gleason's back on the team. He didn't reject because of the money. He rejected because of the years. So we'll give him 7.1 for 2 years. Cam Ward, buddy. 7.250 for 4 years. Come on, Cam. You're getting paid now. That's a paycheck. That is a real paycheck. All right, 1 year. I'm not gonna mess with the years, man. They don't like me messing with the years. 3.2 million. 82 overall, 85 potential. Let's go 3.1. That's a lot of money off. He's going to be mad. 3.25. Fine. Cam Ward. Locked up. Locked in. You have to have a good goalie to make deep runs in the playoffs. Mazzaro's locked in. A huge piece on defense. Ladislav Smid locked in at 3.250. What's the damage? What's our salary cap at? 7.975 is our available cap. We're not going to be able to sign Dustin Penner and Eric Cole. I think between these two guys, you got to sign Dustin Penner. And that's a tough call to make, being who Eric Cole is. Maybe we can make some trades come free agency. Maybe we could try to sign him. But we got to send an offer to Dustin Penner right here. But let's see. I'm offering him the years he wants, so this is strictly about the money. All right, he did not like the money. 3 years at $6.175 million. No, he still didn't like it. I'm not taking that much money off of it. This is the last day of the re-signing phase, so I need to lock him in here. All right, you beat me in the negotiations. Fine. 3 years, 6.5. You won. You won. But accept it, please. Dustin Penner is locked in on the last day of the re-signing phase, just before free agency. Thank goodness. So the top free agent, Steve Bernier, wanting about the same amount of money that Dustin Penner wanted. Wow, we could have had Steve Bernier. That would have been an upgrade over Dustin Penner right there. But you know, we still had to lock our guy in. He looks like a playmaker, a playmaking power forward, which is fine. But we got Dustin Penner for goals. We needed goals, so I'm happy with our decision. Eric Cole sitting there. There's teams interested. He's interested in Detroit, Boston, St. Louis, and Philadelphia. Who's interested in him? How can you find out who's interested in him? Dustin Byfuglien is available. 25-year-old Dustin Byfuglien. Olli Jokinen is in there. Look at how much money this goalie wanted. Vesa Toscala wants $8.8 million. He's less overall than Cam Ward and older. So, well, I guess we got a good deal with Cam Ward. He did want the team-friendly deal, and we just didn't even know it. So looking at our team right now, Eric Staal is 95 overall, 25 years old. He's jumped up a significant amount. Justin Williams is still an 86 overall. Dustin Penner still an 86 overall. But Eric Staal being 95 overall is huge on that first line. Jordan Staal is now an 87 overall sniper, with Tuomo Ruutu also jumping up 1 overall to 84 overall. Andrew Ladd is making the jump up to the second line. Greeno McNeil, my guy, he's still improving, but he's going to be down here on the third line, playmaking for us. Chad LaRose also on the third line. Justin Keller, the guy that we brought up at the end of last season for the playoff run, he had 77 points in the AHL. So definitely more of a scoring grinder, I guess. So he's going to be on the third line. And our fourth line, Helmanen has been our fourth line center for a while now. Schustrom, you saw we traded for Schustrom last season to improve our defense for Sergei Samsonov. But then Sergei Samsonov went on to win the Selke, literally. But Joseph Vasicek is a center. I would like him to be our depth, like our scratched player for injuries. So we go to the roster moves here. And in free agency a couple seasons ago, we picked up this guy, Wade Celios, 77 overall, 21 years old, potential 94. And you also look at this guy right here, David Colleton, potential 88, 21 years old, 76 overall. We got a couple potential guys here. Celios is going to play on the NHL this season right now. He's getting called the salary cap. Let me figure this out. Let's look at his numbers. He played 2 seasons in the AHL. The first season he had 64 goals, 103 points, plus 57. Last season, 52 goals, 43 assists, 95 points. We're not going to make this guy sit in the AHL anymore. We're not going. He's tearing the AHL. It's not even fun for him anymore. He's ready for the NHL. I mean, he's a playoff performer as well. 10 goals in 12 games. Somebody else has to do something. This guy was trying to carry the team by himself. But on defense, this is where huge improvements have been made. Joni Pitkanen is an 86. Keith Ballard is an 86. Offensive defenseman, by the way. Like I said, Ladislav Smid jumped up to an 82. James Wisniewski replaces Grabeshkov. We needed goals, and we're going to go get some goals. James Wisniewski replacing Grabeshkov, 78 overall. Same age, same potential. He's a real guy. Well, Grabeshkov's a real guy, too, but he has a picture, so that's an upgrade. Tim Gleason has grown to an 81 overall. He's going to be upset that he's still in the third defensive pairing, so we're actually going to have to give him maybe first-line penalty kill time. But the glaring piece, we all know, Andre Mazzaros, 89 overall, is going to jump in here for Brett Carson whenever he gets back from his broken leg. So when you look at that 89 overall right here, 86, 86, 82, 81, 78, that's the best defensive pairing that I've seen out of all the rosters that I've looked at. So with that being said, we don't really have any moves that we need to make in free agency. You know, it would be nice to be able to sign maybe one of these top 6 forward guys. Like, it would be nice to sign Eric Cole again. He wants more money now, actually. But we just don't have the cap space. And also, I don't really think that it's necessary. Our team has gotten better as is, even with losing Eric Cole. Eric Cole has been signed. Let's see where he went. He was one of the first players off the board. Ryan Kessler. I don't see Eric Cole in this. No. No. No, no, no. Eric Cole. No shot. Eric Cole signed with the Atlanta Thrashers. Oh, no. No, dude. That is quite literally the worst team he could have signed with. The Atlanta Thrashers. Oh. Oh, that is brutal. Oh, he's going to be playing us 10 times a year now. Oh, that's horrific. That's horrifying. That's the worst possible outcome. Eric Cole going to the Atlanta Thrashers. I can't believe it. So we're stuck right now. The salary cap is $53 million, and we have Jordan Staal, Joni Pitkanen, and Andrew Ladd in the AHL. I had to do assistant coach, best roster, best. I'm getting fucked by the salary cap. Signing Cam Ward and Andre Mazzaros has put us over the salary cap. I don't know why. I don't know why the salary cap is how it was. Like, it was giving me a salary cap number, and I signed it to that point, and now I'm just way over the salary cap. So I don't really understand how that happened. But between these 3 guys right here, that's $6.5 million we have to find. So it seems like we're going to have to make a trade. Alright, there's a lot of tough decisions that I'm going to have to make here in order to be able to get these guys on the team. I really have to I have to have Jordan Staal. I have to have Joni Pitkanen, and I have to have Andrew Ladd. These guys have to be on the NHL team. I would like to be able to have Justin Keller. But we'll have to see. I would like to have Joseph Vasicek, but we'll have to see how it plays out. Like I said, these guys right here, their salary adds up to $6.5 million. We have to find that. Looking at the salaries, the guy that hardballed us was Dustin Penner. He super hardballed us. He's 86 overall. Justin Williams is also 86 overall. And he's making $3.5 million. I would like to be able to just trade Ladislav Smid and someone else to be able to fit those guys on the team. But I just can't find the other $3 million. I want Keith Ballard. I want Justin Williams. I really, really want Tuomo Ruutu. We could trade Ladislav Smid and Tuomo Ruutu in order to fit those 3 guys on the team. But then you're trading 2 guys to get 3 guys on the squad. With this move, you're trading 1 guy to get 3 guys on the squad. And yeah, we made all the reasons in order to keep Dustin Penner. Why should we keep him over Eric Cole? Now it's looking like a big mistake. If we sign Eric Cole, we still wouldn't have $6 million to be able to find in cap space. That's one thing I don't understand. I was signing all the free agents to the cap space that it was letting me to. And then I get to the season and I'm $6 million over the cap space. What's the damage? What's our salary cap at? 7.975 is our available cap. I don't understand how that happens. Why did it even let me sign how I did? I think I'm going to have to trade Dustin Penner in order to get Jordan Staal, Yoni Pitkin, and Andrew Ladd on the team. So another downside, on top of having to basically just give away Dustin Penner in order to fit our entire team under the salary cap, our injury depth is not very strong at all. We only have Chris Neal to back up the forwards, and this guy Leo Zinejev to back up the defensemen. And we look at our lines now, it's definitely not what we looked at the beginning of free agency. I don't know why in the re-signing phase we were given a salary cap that we were allowed to sign to, and we basically signed up to the salary cap. And then when we get to the season time, our rosters were $6.5 million over the salary cap. I don't understand how those calculations work. So like I said, we basically had to give away Dustin Penner in order to fit those guys onto our team. And here's what we look like. We have Tuomo Ruutu on the first line with Eric Staal and Justin Williams. And then we still have Jordan Staal on the second line for now. If we lose games, maybe we can move Jordan Staal to the first line and move Tuomo Ruutu down. We could have Greeno McNeil play the second line center and have Ruutu play the wing and basically stack our top 6 if we have to. But I want to have a little bit more depth down in our bottom lines. And we look and we see our 2 big prospects. Wade Celios, 21-year-old, 94 potential. He made it to the big club. We saw what we did in the AHL seasons. He's got his chance in the NHL. I think he's going to have a good year, and he might grow for us. David Colliton also making the jump to the NHL. 21 years old, 76 overall, 88 potential. He's got good defensive awareness. And we look at our whole fourth line. Helmanen, good defensive awareness with 82. Colliton, 82 defensive awareness. Sergei Erdashev, 83 defensive awareness. He's got no offensive awareness, but we don't need the fourth guys for offense. Traditionally, our fourth line has gotten just goals scored against them constantly. So I'm interested to see how these guys play having good defensive awareness on the fourth line. I'm also interested in seeing Wade Celios to see if he can grow. Interested to see if Colliton can grow. Our top 6 definitely looks a lot weaker with Andrew Ladd. He finally makes the jump up to the second line, even though I didn't necessarily want him to. But having to give away Dustin Penner, somebody's got to make the jump up. Chad LaRose also on the second line now. It's a big opportunity for him. He could have a career year, or we could move up Justin Keller. And, he looks like to be a little bit more offensive, a more offensive player than Chad LaRose. But these are AHL numbers, so I guess we'll have to see. But where we really make up the difference is on defense. We have Andre Mazzaros, 89 overall. Yoni Pitkin, 86 overall. Keith Ballard, 86 overall. Ladislav Smid, 82. Tim Gleason jumped up to an 81 overall. And James Wisniewski, 78 overall. And this is really one of the big reasons why we had to get rid of Dustin Penner in order to keep this stellar defensive core together. Out of all the teams that I've looked at, when we play in the playoffs, nobody has had as strong a defensive core as this. So you got to say we have one of the best defensive cores in the NHL. We may not have the strongest offensive core, but I think these guys have enough offensive firepower to get it done. Eric Stahl, 95 overall. Jordan Stahl. I think these guys' numbers are going to soar up. You're going to see Justin Williams, Eric Stahl, Tuomo Ruutu, and Jordan Stahl's numbers really climb, I think. I think Chad LaRose and Andrew Ladd are going to have decent seasons. But I think we're really going to make up for it with these defensive players. You know, these guys are high overalls, offensive defensemen. These are good players. And then, of course, on the back end, we have Cam Ward locking it down. An 89 overall goalie is really going to win us a lot of games. I think our forward core is a little bit weaker than it's been in past seasons, but we've grown a lot on defense. You know, looking back to year one, our defensive core was really weak, and we've completely flipped that upside down with what we have here. So here's a look at one of our young prospects, David Colleton. Look at that scar on the eyes, just sacrificing the body for the team. 73. Number 73, David Colleton, a very highly touted young offensive prospect forward for the Carolina Hurricanes. And here's a look at the Carolina Hurricanes' top prospect, Wade Celios. Man, what are they doing down there in the AHL? Are they just scrapping all day, every day down there on the Albany River Rats? Goodness gracious, but there's our guy. Number 85, Wade Celios. So let's go ahead and get the first month of simulating done. We know October's never good to us, so we're going to get through October, and we'll save the rest of the season simulation for the next video. But let's go ahead and get this first month of simulation down and see what the team is looking like. So yet again, another shitty October. 2 3-game losing streaks. But what's crazy is we've had 2 overtime losses already. So look at that, just in October we've gotten 2 points from overtime losses. After literally 0 last season. But yeah, very mediocre October. Let's look at some of the stats. So we'll take a look at our goals for per game. We're 18th in the league, which is a little less than midway. 10th in the league for goals against this early in the season with a mediocre October is not bad. And then we look at our power play. We've only had 1 power play goal. Our power play is 5%. Not good at all. We look at our penalty kill, and it's 100%. We have yet to allow a power play goal against us. Our penalty kill is 100%. So looking at that, I think we might need to make a couple quick changes to the power play lines. Looking at them here, Justin Williams, Eric Stahl, Jordan Stahl, Mazzaros, and Pikkinen. We've got Greeno, McNeil, Celios, and Ruutu. With Andrew Ladd on defense, I think we're going to put Jordan Stahl on the second line center. We're going to put Tuomo Ruutu on the first line power play. We're going to have Greeno McNeil play the left wing. We'll have Andrew Ladd play the right wing. We'll just move him up. And then on defense, we're going to put in James Wisniewski, because he's an offensive defenseman. I'm not sure if playing a forward on the defense is messing with the simulation at all, but we've made a couple tweaks to our power play lines. Maybe these will help us with our simulations, and we won't go on as many losing streaks. So that's where we're going to leave it for now. Just a grueling offseason. I'm not sure what happened with the calculations of the salary cap, what went down with that. But all I know is that I expect us to make the playoffs. We better make the playoffs. Winning the President's Trophy and going to the Eastern Conference Finals last season cannot be followed up by not making the playoffs like it did in real life. They made the Eastern Conference Finals, and then they didn't make the playoffs for 9 straight years. I can't allow that to happen again. So join us in the next video where we handle the rest of the Year 4 simulation where we better make the playoffs.